Hey everyone, this is Des from According to Des. Thanks for listening. So today's just kind of an update on my life. Not a rant, but just talking about things that have been going on. I feel like I've just been so stressed lately and things just keep piling on, which in part is my fault. Well, not in part, probably most of it my fault because there are those things that are stressful just that are out of my control, like work and things like that. We went back to work 3 weeks ago in person. And me and my boss were switching off days that one of us was virtual, one of us was in person, because in my program, we have around 20-ish students, and only about 7 chose to come in person. And they were not in person every day. So 3 weeks ago, we all came back in person, and one of my coworkers, thank goodness he didn't come in because we met on a Tuesday for a meeting, and he said, guys, I'm not really feeling well, so I'm not going to come into the meeting today. And the next day, we were going to have our first day with the kids, so this was October something. He went and got COVID tested and it came back positive, and he's been sick ever since. That was beginning of October. It is mid-November, end of November, really, and he is still sick. So thank goodness he didn't come in because that would have just wiped out our whole program. We wouldn't have been able to be in person at all. There are just stressful things like that, like adjusting, going back to work, because I have really gotten used to this working from home life, and I feel like it's kind of helped me realize that I do want to work from home and have more flexibility in my schedule. So I think my next job, once I leave this position, I don't know when, I'm not planning to, but typically with me, I just tend to get burnt out after a few years or just sick of a job after a few years. The longest I've been at a job has been 4 years, which I don't know if that sounds too good, but I kind of just get tapped out and I just move on. So I've been at this job. This is my second year, starting my second year. So I don't know how long I'm going to be at this job, but I think that this experience has taught me that my next job is going to be online. That is what I'm thinking. So I really got used to not driving for 2 hours a day every day. But now that COVID is happening, a lot of people are working from home. So my commute is actually much shorter. There's not nearly as much traffic, I think, because everybody's working from home. So whereas normally it takes me almost an hour to get to work, sometimes 45 minutes, now it's only taking me like 30 minutes, which is very, very nice. But still, that's 30 minutes of a commute. So that's still an hour a day. And actually, there was a car accident the other day on the highway. So it took me over an hour to get home. It took me like an hour, 10 minutes to get home. I'm averaging anywhere between driving an hour to 2 hours every day, and now I am not doing that. So not only am I saving gas, I'm getting so much more sleep. I've been trying to get into more of a schedule. So I've been trying to go to bed around 11, but I usually end up going to bed around 11:30 or 12. I'm trying to be in bed and listening to my meditation app at 11 o'clock, but I'm more of a night person, so I have a hard time getting in bed early. And for some people, even 11 is pretty late, but that's early for me. I used to go to bed at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning all the time until I started working this job and had to wake up early to commute and everything, because upstate New York, you're not commuting anywhere. So the commute is definitely something I am getting used to. So besides that, I've been having to meal prep. I've been having to get dressed every day because my normal working at home uniform has been a bathrobe and my fuzzy socks. Now I have to get dressed in the morning and shower. So I normally leave my house around 7 a.m., whereas before my first class that I was assisting teaching was 7:45. So I would hop out of bed at like 7:35 to give myself 10 minutes to wake up and drink some water and then hop on the class. And then I would shower after. So the last 3 weeks, I've been trying to get used to being in person again and getting ready for my day and everything, because I haven't gone to work in person since March. That's a really long time. I completely fell out of that habit. So I've been trying to build those habits again, but 3 weeks later, we just got told that we are virtual again. So I will not be working in person again until at least January. So we will see what happens with that. So not that that's stressful, but it's just a lot of back and forth. And we knew it was coming, so I was taking my stuff to and from work every day. I just had a backpack with my laptop, a notebook, some lotion, my water bottle, some snacks. I was just taking that back and forth every single day because we all knew that it was coming, that we were going to be working from home again. So there's that kind of aspect with work. As most of you know, I'm sure, I run a cat rescue on the side, so I do a lot of trap, neuter, release, and socializing and fostering and all this stuff. I've been working on these 2 colonies for the last month, maybe more, and one colony had 5 cats. I finally finished that one. It was 3 kittens, brought them to the shelter to get spayed and neutered and everything, socialized and adopted. They were very feral, and I found out why, because I trapped their mom and their dad, which took me 6 times to trap the mom. She was so feral and skittish. I actually went one night to trap the mom, and the dad went right in the trap. So it's a lot of back and forth. The shelter I go to get them fixed, it's 30 minutes from my house without traffic. So I've just been driving all over the place, back and forth to all these different appointments. I had to bring all the kittens to the shelter, then I had to try to trap the mom and the dad. The mom took 6 tries. I caught the dad. I had to bring him to the shelter. I had to pick him up to get released after he got fixed and ear clipped and vaccinated. Then I had to bring the mom to the shelter, and then I had to go pick her up, and then I had to bring her back and release her. So, I mean, that in itself was so many hours of driving. And then I was working on another colony of 11 cats I found these all out from nextdoor.com. So I've been connecting with people through Nextdoor, so in my neighborhood, but the other colony with 11 cats, it's a little further away. It's like 15 to 20 minutes away. So driving there north and then trapping those 11 cats. I still have 5 left. I didn't trap all 11 or 12 of them. I only trapped, I think, 7, something like that. I have a lot more to trap still. So yeah, so driving them all back and forth, and then I have to pick them up and everything. It was just very stressful. And in the midst of that, a different shelter that I volunteered with last year messaged me, and they were like, hey, can you foster 2 cats? Of course, I was like, sure, okay. And then another kitten that I had trapped, a different colony, it's friendly, so I couldn't bring it to the spay and neuter clinic because that's only for feral cats. If it's a friendly cat, they keep it to get adopted. And the feeder family wanted to keep him, so I couldn't bring him to that shelter to get fixed because they wouldn't let me have him back. I had to book an appointment at another clinic, which is a low-cost clinic, but it ended up being $120 to neuter him, which is still, not super cheap, but cheaper than vets. But his appointment came up, so I had to go pick him up from their house and then bring him to the shelter on a Saturday at 7:30 in the morning, and then I had to go back at 3:30 to pick him up, and I had to go pick up the foster cats from the other shelter, and then I had to bring them home and set them up, and then I had to set up a crate for the kitten, and then the family, by no fault of their own, I mean, it was totally fine, but the family was like, can you actually hang on to him for us, because he tries to get out of their house and he had to heal. So I went and picked him up, and then he lived with us for the week, and he was a little mischievous because he's a kitten, only 9 months old. So it's just a lot. And Mark's friends are coming to visit from California. They're having Thanksgiving here. We've been cleaning and setting up for them, but we don't have our spare bedroom set up, so we have to carry the futon from the indoor patio because they're allergic to cats, and that's where the foster cats are. So we have to clean the spare bedroom because we've been using it as storage because it's not set up. There's no furniture in there. It's just a million boxes and things on the floor. So I've just been feeling really stressed, and then I'm trying to launch a few personal projects. I'm trying to launch a kindness calendar. So I put together 365 days of kindness, and I'm trying to launch that calendar for January, but it's taken me so long. So I've been trying to find a VA online to put it together for me. I have everything written out, but I just need them to put it in Canva, and this is going to be a freebie for you guys, which I will post it when it's ready. But I'm not having any luck finding a good VA. People who applied for the position, they had no experience with Canva at all. And I said, you must have experience with Canva because I want it to look pretty and nice. I want somebody to know what they're doing. And then one girl was going to charge me a ridiculous amount of money. She was like, this is going to take me 10 hours. I was like, there's no way this is going to take you 10 hours because I did 2 of them and it took me an hour, which I didn't want it to take longer than that. I didn't want it to take me 6 hours. That's why I'm trying to hire somebody. But I was like, I don't think it's going to take you 10 hours. I'm not good with Canva like that. And it only took me an hour to do the 2 months of the calendar. So yeah, I've just been feeling a little stressed. There's just a lot going on. So I've been trying to implement more wellness techniques in my life. Mark and I try to meditate every single night. We bought a humidifier that helps me sleep better because I just wake up so dry with my throat very parched. I also bought this really cool bracelet that you could put essential oils on and you could sniff it throughout the day. So I was wearing it to work, but it was stupid because I couldn't smell it because I have to wear a mask at work, obviously. So I haven't really been wearing it that much. I would sometimes like lower my mask to like grab a sniff of this lavender essential oil when I was stressed throughout the day with my kids. So that was kind of funny. And then I bought this thing called Good Day Chocolate, and they're chocolates and they help with anxiety. So when I was feeling really stressed and anxious, I would have a few of these chocolates, just two, and I feel like it really actually helps, and it has really good reviews. I don't know if it's a placebo effect or if it's legit, but either way, they're awesome. They're great. I don't care if it's a placebo effect, whatever works, right? Also, I bought some St. John's wort because I heard from a friend, and it has really good reviews, that it helps to lower anxiety and stress. And I just feel like this past year I've been so stressed, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to because it's been a stressful year. So I've been taking that the last month or two, about 2 months, and I feel so much better. I'm always on edge constantly, and that's like my normal state of being. And I just feel like that edge has gone away. And now I just have like regular stress, which is nice. And my anxiety is completely gone. Like situational anxiety is still there, but I just felt like I was anxious constantly. It's gone. Like I just feel, I can't explain to you how much better I feel. And I know there's risks with St. John's wort, taking it a lot with birth control and things like that. But so far things have been fine. So just know that it does cancel out birth control. I take birth control for my endometriosis, and I did have my period a few weeks ago, and I felt fine. I felt the normal amount of headache and pain or whatever, so I don't think it completely canceled out the effects of my birth control because my birth control is really like the only thing that helps my endometriosis symptoms. So I was relieved at that. I was a little nervous that my period was going to be pretty painful, but that was totally fine. So as for my sound equipment, so annoying. And I know I've talked about this before. The journey's kind of coming to a close, kind of, maybe. So we ordered 2 audio interfaces, and they were both bad. We just didn't like them. They weren't working out. We liked one more than the other, but it was so quiet. The volume would not go up, and you could like barely hear the recording. So even though it sounded really nice and crisp, the volume was just terrible. We returned both of them, and one, they wouldn't let us return it. So we put through the process on Amazon and they wouldn't let us return it. So Amazon actually reached out and said that they would give us a refund and that we could just keep the interface because it wasn't that good. We were like, oh, okay. I mean, we have to order another interface anyway, but in the meantime, we could just use this like kind of junky one. It's just not that great of quality. So we ordered a third interface and this one got great reviews. Everyone said this is the best interface that's out here right now. I have no idea what it is. Mark ordered it. It never came. So we were like, where is it? It had a delivery date. It didn't show up. So Mark checked and it's back ordered. And I feel like this has been happening a lot. Everything I've been ordering has just been back ordered and I don't know why. So nothing's been coming. I ordered traps for somebody, transfer cages for somebody. I felt bad about leaving just a million cats in Binghamton, New York, where I was. I was one of the major people in the town that trapped, and I felt bad about abandoning that cause. So a few people have been trapping there. So I ordered them some supplies because they're expensive and they couldn't afford them. So I ordered them, whatever, my good deed for feeling guilty for abandoning Binghamton. But those were back ordered too. They never shipped and they told me to call them. So I called them and they said they were back ordered. So they're not shipping until December something. So this audio interface is also back ordered. So I'm going to be using the junky one for now just because we have it. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. It's better than just my computer. So yeah, then I have this other major stress. So I feel like a ton of people I know are going through really hard times right now. And I know everybody's going through a hard time and stressed and everything. And thankfully, knock on wood, nothing too bad has been going on with me really, just like inconveniences and stuff. But so my friend's cat died and I felt so terrible and she was so attached to this cat. So I ordered a bracelet. So my sister, when my aunt's cat died, my sister ordered a bracelet that comes with a charm and it has a picture. So I did the same thing. So I bought the bracelet. I downloaded a picture from my friend's Facebook with the cat. I put it in and you can engrave the back. I engraved it, bought it, and then I realized right away, like a few minutes after I ordered it, that my engraving had a typo. So I reached out to them. I got the confirmation email. It says it on their website, their policy. They say you can make changes before 24 hours. So I emailed them right away. I said, I'm so sorry. My engraving has a typo. Can I please change it to this? They didn't answer. I proceeded to contact them relentlessly. I Facebook messaged them. I contacted them through their contact form on their website. I called their number 7 times, twice from work, and it was disconnected. It said this number is not in service. I called 5 times from my cell phone, which I have all these logged, and I emailed them all day for the next 24 hours. I never got a response, but I knew that I would need proof in case of anything with the company that I was contacting them. So I said, this is my 2nd email. This is my 3rd email. This is my 4th email. This is my 5th email. And in the Facebook message, I said, I've emailed this many times. I'm not getting any responses. I need my engraving changed. Well, they don't answer me until the next day after the 24 hours. They say, it's too late. We can't change anything. It's already being processed. It's past the 24 hours. I said, okay, I understand that, but that's not my fault. I followed your policy. I contacted you numerous times before the 24 hours. I need it changed. We went back and forth a million times. Mind you, hours and hours would pass in between them responding, even a day or two in between the responses. They would say, I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do. And I said, I understand that, but you need to cancel the order and redo it. I know that it's being processed and you can't change that order, but you need to change it. I followed your policy. I contacted you numerous times before the 24 hours. It's your fault. You did not respond to me. They wouldn't change it. So I had to go through my credit card company and dispute it. So my credit card thankfully refunded me the money, but now I don't have a gift for my friend that her cat died. I had this thoughtful, meaningful gift for her. I'm not able to give it to her. So that's pretty annoying. So I'm going to try to come up with another gift for her or find another company that will do the same thing. Because I really liked that idea when my sister did it for my aunt. I said right away, what was that company that you used for Aunt Alicia? And she told me. And now I'm telling everybody not to use this company. It's absolutely horrific. I've never experienced worse customer service besides with Cricket, the cell phone service. That was a nightmare. So just inconveniences here and there and stress and everything. But one of the foster cats went back tonight, the one who got neutered. We dropped him off home tonight. And then we have these 2 foster cats and our 2 cats. So Mark's friends are coming tomorrow. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully my interface comes so I can start using that. I was pretty upset because I've been trying to schedule so many interviews and I just haven't had that time or opportunity. So I feel bad. I've left a lot of people hanging. I was supposed to interview 5 people. And out of those 5 people, I messaged all of them because my interface broke and it's been months. So I messaged all of them saying, hey, I finally have an interface back. And only 3 responded to me, 2 did not. So I feel bad. I think I lost out on 2 interviews, but that's okay. There's nothing I could do. I didn't want to interview people with my crappy computer sound. So maybe it would have been better to not lose those interviews and to do it on the crappy sound, but I just really didn't want to. I didn't feel comfortable with it. So I lost 2 of the interviews, but I guess that just opens up more time to interview other people. So we will see what goes on with that. Hopefully the other 3 I can interview, and I feel so bad for leaving them hanging, but technical difficulties, there wasn't much that I could do. Yeah, that's an update with me. I hope you all have a great holiday. Thanksgiving is next week, and then we have Hanukkah and Christmas and all that jazz. So holiday season is upon us, but I don't know how the holidays are going to be with COVID and everything. I know everybody's pretty anxious and feels on edge and unsure and uncertain about everything. So, which reminds me, join my Facebook group because I've been putting mindfulness techniques in there every single Monday, stress techniques and things like that, things to help you with your stress and anxiety. So I think those will come in great handy this coming few weeks. So definitely check that out. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. And again, like I said, what's coming from me is hopefully this 365 days of kindness calendar. It's 365 unique ideas for the year to add some kindness into your life, because I think we could all use a little more kindness these days. It feels like the internet space is very toxic, so hoping to bring a little bit more positivity. We're finishing up our gratitude challenge in my Facebook group. I ran a November daily gratitude challenge, so that's been a lot of fun. You could also see it on Instagram if you would like to participate in that, but I like Facebook better. It's more interactive than Instagram. And what also is coming from me is a wellness e-course. So I'm going to be launching that next year, 2021. I don't know exactly when yet, but I'm hoping to film it in the next few weeks. I have all the content written out. I just need to film it. And we're also going to be having in my Facebook group, I'm going to be launching an overcoming negativity workshop. So definitely join my Facebook group because there's lots of great content in there, lots of great self-reflection, self-discovery questions. So I hope to see you in there. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I will not have an episode next week because I'm going to be busy doing other things, but I hope you have a wonderful, calm, relaxing, healthy, and stress-free Thanksgiving. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will talk to you soon.